Okay. All right, everybody. Welcome to the very first episode of Jorge's Isolation Podcast. I am joined today by my good friends, Danny Garcia and Renes Rivera.
Hello.
I met these two on the set of Divorce, and we're gonna chat. How are y'all doing?
No, good. Staying hydrated.
You're in LA, or where are you at, Renes?
I am. I'm in LA right now. Actually, I'm hanging out in Woodland Hills. You know.
What part is that? How if you could compare that to New York, what would it be?
Yeah.
Oh man, like Southern Staten Island or something like that. It's like
It's like in the woods.
No,
by a dumpster.
Like Southern Staten Island.
It's where they dump the trash.
Really?
No, I like mid Staten Island. It's like very like.
But the thing is that it's still Staten Island.
Is it very like it's old school Italian?
Yeah. It's like away from the city, but like kind of suburban and like it's far from the city, but like still considered LA.
Okay.
All right.
I'm terrible at describing things.
Well, I mean, you're in a tank top, so you're SoCal now.
SoCal.
You're SoCal.
I'm SoCal.
You're SoCal right now. And Danny, where are you at?
I'm in New York. I'm in Queens, New York, which is the Queens of New York. It's the Midlands of LA, of New York, or whatever it is.
Okay.
Woodland Hills.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I'm here in my apartment in Queens, man.
So what y'all been up to?
This has been a quite repetitive time.
Heck yeah, man.
Well, I've been trying to keep track of the days and trying to find some way to separate them, to be honest.
Yeah, well, I mean,
it's bad.
It's really bad. And I think what I was telling y'all before we started recording, it was that the idea behind this podcast was kind of like I had a COVID scare. I was telling y'all that I had a migraine and I had a bad asthma attack. And so we thought it was COVID. I got tested, came out negative. And I started thinking during that time, it's like, tomorrow is never promised. And we as artists, we're actors. And I have a lot of friends. We have a lot of friends that are, on both sides of the camera, sound people, makeup people, costume people. And, March, all of our lives changed in March, basically. And we don't know what the future holds, and we don't know what tomorrow will even bring. So I kind of just wanted to check up on all my friends all over to see how everyone's doing and what they've been up to and what happened the day that the world turned upside down, according to the great musical Hamilton.
The day the world did.
Yeah.
The world turned upside down.
We've seen it a few times over here.
I haven't seen it yet. I'm so good. I need to watch it.
You're a horrible human. You are a horrible
human.
and even worse American.
Exactly. That's like legit.
But I'm proud to be a bad American.
That's fair.
That's fair.
Yeah.
You're SoCal. That's all that matters.
SoCal, bro.
You don't even believe in America.
Hawaiian tanks, baby. Hawaiian tanks.
Hawaiian tanks. So in March, what were y'all doing? And if you were working on a project that you can't name, that's fine. I get it.
Okay.
I get it because we got to let our audience know that Renes is probably going to be the famous one out of us three.
For sure.
No, he is.
No.
The famous one.
The famous one. Remember, I'm in the middle. I'm in South Texas. I'm not Mexico. I'm not Texas. I'm in the Rio Grande Valley. Like we're not claimed by anybody. Our government doesn't even want us right now. I feel like Wilson.
You have to succeed.
Oh.
They're having an entanglement with other places.
Yeah.
So
we should touch on that, by the way.
We can touch on a lot of things, but yeah.
I mean, I wasn't doing anything. I was just pretty much auditioning at the time. I mean, things were pretty slow for me already. So like when all this started happening, I was like, oh, well, good. Now everybody's career is slow now. Great.
Yeah.
I don't feel so bad. No one's working.
Yeah. And I think like a little background too, us three, we bonded on the set of Divorce, which is on
Mhm.
HBO now. So if you want to go, call your senators and HBO representatives
and
to
demand
bring.
that they re-air it live.
They re-air HBO,
None of this
particularly
on-demand
the
shit.
construction scenes, because I think we were the heart and soul of that show.
I mean, come on, it wouldn't have survived
sorry for
without
the
us.
noise.
Exactly. Immigrants, we get the job done. I'm all full of Hamilton references.
Oh boy, it's not gonna end tonight.
No. The world
Renes is
turns
gonna be
upside
lost
down.
for half the conversation.
Yeah, because he hasn't seen Hamilton. But anyway,
Can we talk about like the Greatest Showman? We can do Greatest Showman.
No.
I know Greatest
yeah,
Showman.
that was like so last year, dude.
I know. I saw it late. I saw it
Yeah.
Earlier, like in February. I was like, oh my god, why haven't I seen this?
Come on, it's
But
Hugh
yeah,
Jackman. I'll line up early for you anytime. But anyway, okay, so background, we have kind of the same trajectory, all three of
Mhm.
us. We all work about the same amount. Renes pops in and out with his headshot and regular video footage here. But we have the same trajectory in our careers. I think if at any given time one of us is working or all of us are working on something, if we were a documentary, we are those guys that were in that thing part 3.
Maybe part 4.
Part 4. I think they made a couple, but there is a documentary called That Guy that was in that
Yeah,
thing.
I've
And
seen it, yeah.
that is us. If you're bored one day watching reruns of Chicago PD or Blue Bloods or whatever, you're going to catch an episode with one of us in it. And that's us. And we're always talking about like the industry's done with us. We're washed up. Like after like we finish one job, it's like we're done. So
We're back to
Yeah.
nothing.
yeah. And so
Yeah.
with that kind of mentality, March hits.
With
And
that kind
so-
of optimism, March
Absolutely.
happens.
Yeah, March happens. Since we're such positive guys, I think Renes is the most positive out of all of us. Continue, fellas. Where were you in March? Danny, you were doing nothing.
I was doing no. I was auditioning. I was in the thick of it as we would normally be,
Yeah.
having my normal auditions and shit like that. I actually started teaching an acting class.
Nice.
Like the week before things were like, that's it.
Oh
Yeah, and I was gonna start shooting a short film
I remember that.
of my own.
Yeah.
But I was going to shoot it in my apartment. So again, it was like I started the class, everything got shut down. My wife actually started working from home that week, and then it was the following week where they were like, everything in New York shut down. So obviously I was like, I reached out to the people in my class and was like, hey, so obviously we're not going to continue, but if you want to do something over Zoom, because I saw people already going towards that in that direction.
Yeah.
And then as far as my short, it was going to be a small crew. It was going to be 2 other actors and maybe like a sound person, camera operator, and maybe one other person. That's it. So it was going to be small, 7 people. But
Yeah.
I didn't feel comfortable, having people in the house and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
And so everything pretty much got shut down.
And they got shut down from there. Meanwhile, Renes, what were you doing? Working on a top secret project? I remember.
I was out. I was in
Egypt.
Europe. I was in Europe filming a project, and it was like, sorry if it's loud, man. Apparently, everyone wants to like
No,
make
we hear you
noise
just
around me
fine.
today. Yeah,
No.
no.
You're good.
Oh, okay, cool. No, I was doing that project in Europe, and it was like March 11th. We filmed, we wrapped. That March 12th, they're like, we got to fly out to back to the States before they shut the borders, and then that was the last time. But because of that, thankfully, I was able to surprise one of my best friends for his wedding. So like, it kind of worked out.
That worked out.
It worked out.
And were you in? Okay? So from Europe, you went to your best friend's wedding, and where did you end up? Since at this point right now, this is middle March now, the industry shut down. And where are you at?
I drove down to Florida for my best friend's wedding, and then because everything was like going crazy, I stayed in Florida from March all the way till about 3.5 weeks ago, and I was just like quarantining there with like some of my good friends.
Yeah,
and so that's just been the thing. There's no audition. I had one audition maybe since March.
Yeah,
and
I don't think anybody has.
It was like it was crazy. It's been. It sucks, but it's also relaxing because I get to spend time with my friends and family. That's not like I could do that all the time. Yeah.
Well, do you find like, okay, so then we're going back to like, I moved to Texas in December. And remember, I was always telling y'all like, man, I don't know how this is going to work out. I lucked out and I got some agents in Austin, and they're amazing. They are amazing. And January and February, crushing the auditions. Like they were exceeding my expectations. Like it was one of the most busiest Januaries I've ever had in my career. Like I went in for a few series regulars. For
I remember.
Like it was like awesome, and then we get shut down. And we were supposed to be shut down for what? How long? Like 6 weeks, something like that, or like a month.
That maybe something less, probably. Yeah, I don't remember it being like long.
Yeah. And like at what point did you all think like, okay, this is getting a little bit too long? Like, what's gonna happen here?
I think for me is like when they shut down Broadway indefinitely.
Yeah.
And didn't have like they were like, well, we'll revisit this. To me, I was like, okay, this is going to go on longer than we expected because it's Broadway. Like it's kind of an American staple almost, you know?
Yeah.
So if that's being shut down, then
that's the end of the world there.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
People need their Broadway shows. I mean,
I know. Of course. We got to have Hamilton. But then we got it on Disney and we won.
Yeah.
America wins again.
So much winning. I'm just sick of all the winning. I'll be honest.
We've got the most numbers of COVID cases. We're winning.
We're winning.
Number one, baby. Number one.
And so okay, we're all, stuck in our houses, in the house, bored in the house, and we're in the house bored. Did y'all do anything like movies? Did you think about writing, or did you just want to shut down? Or
Oh, I did all of that. I think
you were busy. I know you were busy.
Yeah, I was busy. I just finished the final revisions on my pilot that I've been working on, and I'm doing a screenplay for a feature film that I'm working on too, writing.
Yeah.
With Zach Karam, good friend of mine, and I did a lot of movie watching and a lot of nothingness.
Amazing.
Just crying in the dark sometimes.
Oh, dude,
in the corner facing the wall.
I think at any given point, I think we all did that. I did that right before this. I just cried
just to get it out because
I'm in my daughter's closet. Yeah.
You don't want to cry on the call, so.
Yeah, no, I cried into my daughter's clothes here in the closet, so they can't see me or hear me. but Danny was doing these videos.
Yeah, it was. I decided to do these videos where I'm putting myself in kind of like well-known movies with kind of the theme of the stay home, can't be careful kind of, which I don't know, it's weird. It didn't start out that way, but then the more I was doing them, the more I was like, I guess there's a theme here. I guess this is what I'm doing. It wasn't necessarily intentional.
Like, were you just watching YouTube and you're like, you know what, I could do that. I got the equipment.
No, yeah. I've actually always had the idea to do that, and I know I could do it. I think it was that since all this happened, it was like, well, why not now? It's almost like I thought, well, I feel like more people would see it now because everybody's home. Like nobody's busy with life.
Yeah.
That everybody would see it.
Yeah.
But I didn't do it necessarily to like try to get a following or anything like that. But I just thought like, oh, I think a lot of people would see it now more than ever because everybody's on. Yeah, it'll be fun. So I did the first one, which was the Avengers one.
That was
with
good.
Paul Rudd next to me.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Which the whole reason I did that was because again, when I look for these scenes, I try to, technically speaking, I look for somewhere where I can fit myself in if I don't have to manipulate too much. And that scene, there was all this space next to Paul Rudd, and the way they shot and the composition, and I was like, oh my God, if I would fit right there, I could do this. That's not. So
that's
then
amazing.
that's what I just did, and then I just interjected myself in the conversation somehow. But then as I was getting better at it, I was like, oh wait, but I think I can replace other actors with myself, like in their space. And then I started doing that. And again, like every time I was doing it, I was like, oh, well, what could be something I could say it's funny? And then again, since everybody's going through this at the same time, it's like, well, just make it COVID related and just kind of keep pushing the message of like, stay home, be careful, wash your hands, wash your ass, all that stuff.
Yeah.
And yes, I
there's
just kept
a lot
doing
of that not being washed.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
And what's funny is that, not to circle back, but I didn't know that Kevin James was doing something very similar.
Yeah, dude, he stole your idea.
I had no idea.
I was so mad when I found out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because the first
and then
time
he got Will Smith to talk about it too.
So I did like 2, and I think the second one I sent to an ex-coworker of mine. He was like, "Oh man, it looks like you and Kevin James are in the same whatever." I didn't think anything of it. I'm like, Kevin James, why is he mentioning Kevin James? Didn't think anything. And then when I did the third one, I think somebody else said the same thing, and I'm like, why are people mentioning Kevin James? And I looked it up, and I was like, oh, this guy has been doing the same thing.
Yeah, dude.
That's why. So I was like, all right, I'll take it. Whatever, great minds, I guess.
Absolutely, man. Like it's you gotta entertain yourself. I think within like a couple weeks of the quarantine, I mean, I was already a stay-at-home dad. Or I learned from Supermarket Sweep that there was a job title for me, and it's called a domestic engineer. And so my occupation,
you need a degree for that. Do you need a degree for that?
I do. Okay. I have a master's now, and I am the domestic engineer in the family. Well, Rosa still works, and Rosa works from home. So once the COVID hit, we were already quarantining. It wasn't anything new. Mode. And I'm an actor, so I wasn't working anyway. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So I think the last time I tell you guys the last time I actually worked was Bad Education, and that was November of 2018. I'm not going to count the Cyndi Lauper commercial.
Right.
Because that was just fun. And if you have fun, you'll never work a day in your life.
And listen, girls just want to have fun.
And this girl had a lot of fun. You know what I mean? So I started a podcast with another friend, Filmphoria podcast, and then technical difficulties, dude. Of course, you don't realize, yes, you have the internet, but everyone's using the internet, and it's kind of like a big tube, like an artery, and it was clogged with a bunch of plaque, and so a lot of it times like
plaque and porn,
and that's actually a category. You know what I mean?
That's Renes's nickname. Plaque
and porn.
Whoa, who told you guys?
Oh man, I saw your OnlyFans.
Well, since we're on it, catch me on OnlyFans.com.
Drop where we can find you. Plaque and porn. Captain Plaque and porn.
First 20 subscribers get 15% off.
I'm listed under Sirloin. So yeah, and there's a market for chubby chasers.
Hey,
I'm telling you. But I mean, there was this meme like floating around during this whole quarantine, at the beginning of the quarantine. And, you know, when everyone was like really motivated, where they're like, you know what, I'm going to use this time to create my masterpiece. I'm going to just get in touch with myself. I'm going to do home workouts. I'm going to do all this stuff.
I'm going to come out the better version of myself on the other side.
Exactly. and there was a meme saying that like Shakespeare wrote all of his best work while in isolation. And I'm like, Shakespeare didn't have a 1-year-old. You know, it's walking, and she's learning. She learned how to walk during this time. She's starting to talk during this time. She's running. Like my kid, I love her to death. She is so hyper. Like, I don't know where she gets it from, because I'm lazy AF. I am lazy, and this kid is nonstop from the moment she wakes up at 7:30 till noon for her nap. She sleeps, recharges, and then boom. So it's kind of like I'm trying to get work done when I can get work done. You know, and when people are posting that stuff, I'm like, shut up, just go eat granola.
It also was in 2020 when he was writing his masterpiece.
Exactly. Well. He didn't have Netflix.
He didn't have social anxieties. And
he didn't
Netflix,
have the Tiger
King. And the thought of the world ending, and you know.
Man, he had some other person writing his plays too. Come on.
Jeez.
Yeah, I'm that
You're being
guy.
so controversial right now.
I'm
Jorge.
so edgy.
Jeez.
This is like the edgy podcast. I'm probably gonna get this taken off of YouTube.
Kanye
so
and then you. That's the controversial figures.
I'm like
Jorge.
I'm the bad boy.
Kanye West, yeah.
Like if I was a basketball team, I'd be like the Pistons in the '80s. I'm the bad boys.
You're like the Dennis Rodman.
I'm the worm. I'm the worm of the podcasting world. I am Dennis Rodman because I'm so edgy. God. I tell it like it is. This is definitely not going to get many views, so I'm not worried.
No.
Whoa,
You know what I mean?
Whoa.
I mean, if Renes, you plug it, I mean, yes, but you probably don't. You have to get it approved by like your Legion of Agents management.
All
right?
10 of them. All 10 of them.
You have like an army working for you. You're like Michael Jordan. You have security walking with you.
Look.
Did y'all watch The Last Dance?
I didn't.
I saw the first 4 episodes. It was fantastic, but I didn't get to finish it.
Well, it's on Netflix now, so the baby
Ooh.
and I watched it the last 2 days.
I saw that it was there. We're watching. I don't want to tell you what we're watching. We're watching such garbage TV because it's like a
Gilmore Girls. I've been watching that.
No, even worse. It's a reality TV show.
Whoa.
Oh.
Which one? The Circle?
Married at First Sight.
Oh,
man. Dude,
I can do that.
It draws you in, man.
It does.
It just draws you in.
I'm not going to judge because I was on a Real Housewives kick.
I was years ago. I was too. Years ago.
Caroline Manzo is my boo.
A couple years back, I was into Naked and Afraid. That's
my friend was watching that. Yeah. My friend was watching
like
that.
The group ones. Yeah. I'm like, damn, I want to lose weight. I'll get on that show. You know, like, I'll drop a solid 80 pounds in 30 days.
Just being afraid.
Just being afraid.
Just getting bit by mosquitoes.
Just running away from bears and shit.
Give me malaria. I'll drink a tapeworm. So that's what y'all have been watching? Like, have y'all watched anything during this quarantine?
No,
No, all right. So what I've been doing in the quarantine is that I watch a lot of sitcoms. I love How I Met Your Mother. It's one of my favorites. So I rewatched that. And then as an adult, for the first time, I'm rewatching Friends. And there's a lot of episodes I haven't seen, especially as an adult. I only saw it as a young teenager and as a kid.
Sorry, which was that? I lost track because Jorge did something.
Sorry.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes. What did you say? What was the show? Sorry.
Oh, Friends. I've been watching Friends a lot. Okay. I've been rewatching Friends. Yeah. I know. You know what? No. You know what? Like, I'm watching it now as an adult and 2 as an actor. And I'm like, these guys are killing it, man. The cast.
If you say so.
No, watch it again. Watch it again.
My wife watches it all the time. And no, thank you.
The timing is fantastic. The comedic timing is fantastic. The writing is whatever. But the comedic timing is like from David Schwimmer and from Matt LeBlanc and all of them. Just like it's great.
I like Joey. He's a funny one.
The funny
going through it, watching it again.
Was it Perry?
Only person I'd be Matthew Perry.
He's the worst.
What?
I'm not a fan. Like I think.
Are you trying to get canceled? What is going on?
Yeah, you have to have something running to get canceled first. Like I said, like I'm the Dennis
and
Rodman.
our careers aren't running. So
yeah, y'all will probably continue working. I'm the controversial one here. And this is what's going to happen is someone's just going to pick apart this one clip and they're going to play it when I finally get my big break starring opposite Perry, and he's going to be like, you know what? You're a nobody. You're going to get fired, and I'll probably get fired. But you know what?
It's going to be on
racist because I'm Mexican.
Whoa.
It's going to be during Matthew Perry's comeback in like 2 years. He's going to
it's this big comeback.
Full swing comeback.
Yeah. And like I meet him, and this is what always happens to me in my whole life. There's always been like some person I don't like, or I think that they're like just stupid, or I just don't like them. And this like goes with like people growing up, like, man, I hate that guy. And like we end up becoming best friends. Like I became best friends with a guy I got in a fight with like in 6th grade. You know what I mean? Like it was just like one of those things. And I'm probably gonna be friends with Matt Perry. He's gonna be like really nice, invite me over to his house. We're gonna go.
He'd be like, listen, I gotta tell you, there's this clip floating around.
And he's like, oh, but I'm gonna show up one day and I'd be like, you know what? I was gonna come clean. I'm gonna say, you know what? I said this clip. I didn't think you were funny. But he's like, you know what? You don't have to tell me because I already saw. And he's going to show me the clip. And he's like, how could you? And he's like, going to pull out these bracelets, just drop them on the floor. He had these made for us. And then,
wow,
I'm going to feel bad.
And then you guys are bonded for life.
Yeah, well, not anymore because he's like, you're also fired from the show. And you're never going to work in this town again.
And you're being replaced. You're being replaced by
Renes Rivera.
By George Lopez. They're very creative in Hollywood.
I've been watching a couple shows. I was watching Patriot on Amazon.
Okay.
It's fucking great.
That looks interesting.
It's really good. This guy, Stephen Conrad, wrote it. His brother's Chris Conrad. He was in, God, I don't know if you guys remember this because you're a little bit young. Well, Renes, you're a little more younger than us, but this movie Airborne, it was kind of like the first cool rollerblading.
What, the rollerblading movie with Jack Black?
Yes.
Yeah.
So Chris Conrad, Airborne.
Oh,
it was Jack Black.
Really
and Seth Green was in it.
Seth Green was who's the cousin?
Yeah, the cousin.
Whoa, Renes, are you backing up? That's what happens when I back it up. Actually, music starts playing
just out of nowhere, and you have to start twerking. You just have to start twerking.
Yeah.
So Chris Conrad is the douchey jock in the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. So his brother Stephen Conrad.
When they pants on the ice skating, remember they were playing hockey and then they pants him, and he's wearing a jock strap.
Oh,
and everyone laughs,
no.
and that's how he becomes friends. Yeah.
I don't remember that part. Okay, so then like yeah. So
well,
anyway,
got homework. Go watch it again.
So anyway, he's in Patriot, but he's also there's another show called Perpetual Grace Limited that Stephen Conrad also wrote. Ooh. But this one has Jimmy Simpson, Ben Kingsley, Luis Guzman.
Ooh.
It is so good. It's one of these very like dark
awesome
comedies.
Cast. Yeah.
Dark comedy.
Yeah.
Kind of.
I
love it. It's totally my favorite. You what?
No, I was gonna say I really want Luis Guzman to play my father in anything.
Really?
I don't care. I just want him to play my dad. Yeah, I don't know why. I feel like he'd kill it.
I want David Zayas to play my dad.
I want Jeffrey Wright to play my brother.
He can actually. Or you can play his stand-in.
If there was ever a film where he was playing an actor and they needed a stand-in, like an actor, I'd be the actor who plays a stand-in for Jeffrey Wright.
Like I think that if I were ever to be a stand-in, it'd be for like Big Hero 6.
No, there was one time I was almost a stand-in for Steven Seagal.
Did you have your ponytail? You had a ponytail at one point in life.
This was like in 2009, 2010.
But did you have the ponytail?
No, I cut my hair in 2009.
Amazing.
Yeah, apparently he's a big guy.
Was it like down here, or was it a ponytail like up here? How did you wear it?
It started right here.
And it was.
Is that
it
where
was
you
one of the ones that like go?
Yeah, it was kind of a reverse, like.
Is that where you got the idea to become the Rhino?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, oh my god. Yeah.
And I think we got to make that happen. Renes for Rhino.
The ponytail was right here. It's right here. I want to play Kilowog from the Green Lantern Corps.
Okay, so now you want to do that.
Because
I've already gotten a whole bunch of promotional material for you to play the Rhino. Now I got to throw that out. I was going to go put it on windshields today at the
He's got a whole
store.
press kit that he made.
I was going to hand them out with COVID tests.
Wow. That's generous of you.
Well, it's what friends are for.
Yeah.
Besides being controversial.
You tested negative, and
I tested negative. Yeah. Here you go. Don't forget to wear your mask. Oh, here's a special mask. It's for Renes as the Rhino. But now I got to throw them away because you want to play Kilowog.
No, I can play both. I can play.
Are you Ryan Reynolds?
You got John. Yeah, right.
Because Ryan Reynolds jumped from.
Reynolds.
I think Deadpool to Green Lantern.
I was going to argue that, but you can't. I can't.
Vice versa.
You could.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I can.
If y'all are barely tuning in, and you don't know what's going on, Renes Rivera has been on Marvel's The Gifted. Oh, headshot, Renes back. Marvel's The Gifted. I just
wanted people to know what I look like.
Yeah, in a suit. That's actually the promotional material that I had. That headshot of you in a suit was on my mask.
Yeah. I wanted to know that I'm
so I have
business, like.
Yeah. You're like a mullet.
Yeah.
But Marvel's The Gifted over here. So how was that? Do you get noticed on the streets?
You know what, man? I thought I would. Like, I went to New York Comic Con last year, thinking someone's gonna just like
at least one
person.
Yeah, I had a Marvel shirt, and I stand out. I'm a giant. I'm almost 6'7", So like, I went in there thinking, man, this is gonna be great. People are gonna come up to me, and no one recognized me. It was really.
That's sad.
It was very humbling.
Yeah. No, and that's the thing. Like down here, I kind of like wish people would recognize me, but no. And I actually, So like you wrote a pilot, I wrote a series of shorts because I started getting really, really like itchy for the creative, the
Yeah.
bug. I got that bug, and I needed to
Yeah.
do something, and I had just this idea based off of a picture that was taken of me and my wife Rosa, and it's the Chapas, and I started writing a little series of shorts based off of our move down from New York to South Texas. And in that first episode that I wrote was about like me running into the girl in the park, and she says she recognizes me, and it's like from nothing on TV, nothing at all. I remind her of her uncle's friend that works at a tire shop downtown. You know what I mean? So and that's like life for us as working actors that work.
Yeah.
If you
I always go. I always get. Did you work at this club? And I'm like, no, I haven't bounced in like 4 years, 5 years. Like, you saw
Yeah,
me
but
somewhere
maybe
else.
they were there 4 or 5 years ago.
They might have
Yeah,
been.
I know, but it's always. Yeah, I know. It's like kind of. I feel like it's some sort of discrimination to assume that I was just a bouncer. Like I don't know.
That's racist.
When I was
Right?
when I started
Just because you're
acting,
tall.
Yeah.
When I started acting, I was still working like in an office environment.
Oh yeah.
So what happens, like people would come up to me, but people I don't talk to because I worked at a very large company. It was like 2,000 people.
Yes.
So in the cafeteria, people would come up to me and be like, "Hey, I saw you in such a." I remember this girl being like, "Why didn't you tell me you were in whatever show it was?" And I'm like, "We don't even talk. What are you talking about? Why did I tell you what?
Yeah.
I don't even, we're not friends. Get the hell out of here."
Yeah. How did that feel? Because like I had a similar situation. I was working, well, not similar. I worked the front desk at a gym, and people treated me like crap every single day. But that one time that they saw me on some whatever TV show, they would check in and then do a double take and bounce back. It's like, hey, wait a minute. Were you in blah, blah, blah? Were you in The Blacklist or were you in HBO's Divorce? And I was like, oh, I don't know. Maybe.
Maybe.
I don't know.
I don't know. It sounds familiar.
Yeah. I can't remember
when did you see it?
I can't
Well, then,
remember
yeah,
what
maybe
I
I was-
did in the last week. Yeah, no.
Or you get people ask you like, "Oh, I love that show," or this and that, like you were on, and
Yeah.
you're like, "Oh, I don't watch this show." And then like,
Yeah.
"You don't watch it, but you were on," and I'm like, "Yeah, but I'm not a big
Yeah.
fan of this show, so I
Or
don't
they'll-
really-"
Yeah, or they'll do the thing where it's kind of like they'll expect you to know the whole storyline of said
that's
show.
true. That's
And
true.
I'm like, I don't know. I don't even know what
I was-
happens the rest of the episode. I got
Yeah,
killed in the cold
exactly.
open.
There's people that come up to me and talk about they message me or something. They're like, "So what's the show about?" And I'm like, I can't tell you. I have no clue.
I don't know.
I have no idea. I just know that that's my scene.
Right, exactly.
They paid me to get killed off in the cold open, so I don't know.
Yeah.
The credits were on The Blacklist. That's the best one. Was that whenever like this is a thing, and I'm sure this has happened to y'all, where you get in there, you're excited, you've told everybody that you're going to be on this show Tuesday night or Monday night at 7 p.m., 8 Central or whatever, and everyone messages, "Hey, you were great. Was that it?" Yeah.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like, is that all you're going to be? And it's like,
man.
Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah.
do you know
That's it.
That
you know
was
what
it.
happened to
And that
me?
was an accomplishment, okay, man?
yeah.
Yeah. No.
Don't
You know
take
what
that
happened
away
to
from me.
That happened
Yeah.
to me with Deadbeat. Remember Deadbeat?
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I was telling everyone. I was like, bro, I got the scene with Kyle Penn and Tyler Labine. I got lines. It's great. It's fantastic. And then, friends are messaging me like, "Yo, I just saw you," and I'm like, "Oh, how'd I do?" They're like, "You did great, but like, I was like, "How are my lines?" I say them like, "Cool." They're like, "What lines?"
Yeah.
And I was like, "What are we talking about?" I had a whole speech.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they
Yeah.
cut everything down. All they had was me go, "Ah!" And
Oh, jeez.
it was
That
embarrassing
happened.
because I told everyone, I
Yeah.
was like, "Everyone watch it." It was promoting the hell out of it, Like,
Dude,
my show.
I feel you, man. I had a gathering. I had a gathering for my first like legit joint was Power. And
Yeah.
it was a season finale.
Oh.
Season 2, I think, season finale. And everybody came over. People were coming over that evening. But
Yeah.
I found out that you could watch it on demand in the afternoon. A friend of mine had posted. So I threw it on. My wife was like, "Oh, good, let's watch the scene before everybody gets here so I know what to expect." Throw it on, fast forward, get to my scene, and I'm like, Where'd I go? They did show me, so I'm like, that's me. Okay, no lines. I was like, God damn it. But it was the day of, so everybody came over. And when everybody finally got here, I made a big announcement like, so guys, listen, thank y'all for coming, this and the other. And it's funny because I had the script. So me and a friend of mine, we just kind of acted it out for everybody here.
Oh, God. Yeah.
But it was like, that is what it is.
Absolutely, man. I mean, you were there. You went to the movies with me to see Going in Style.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I had no lines.
That's right.
And everyone thought I was background. And I'm like, close, but not really. I auditioned for this, believe it or not.
Right, believe it or not.
I got to eat first.
And every time you came on the screen, there was like 20 people in the theater going like, woo! But the theater
and everyone was like, what does this guy do? Yeah, that's me. It's like, that's extra. He's pretty popular.
I know. This guy's got a lot of friends.
It's like, I wasn't background, I swear. I'll show you the pay stub. The contract says I got to eat first.
It says it. Yeah. You got to believe me.
I was first team. They said I could eat first. For those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, eating first, is that there's this kind of culture on set where, you know, first people with lines get to eat first, and other people eat second. It's kind of
other people.
Mean, but
background actors.
The background actors, like, God bless them, they get treated kind of bad, poorly.
They do.
They really get treated poorly by Danny, and
especially by Danny.
By Danny, and you know, thoughts and prayers. You know what I mean? Hashtag.
Listen, that's what we need to do the background work. You got to get in and out. If you're gonna do it once, do it twice, and none more, no more.
Do it, but like, but be cool.
But be cool.
I have like really good friends that do background, like really good friends, and they're really cool. But there's been some that like have harassed each of us.
Yes,
there's been like some that kind of like make life uncomfortable. Well, for Danny, not for me. I've been cool.
What?
There was one guy on a show that I did. Should I say the show? I don't know. Not really. It doesn't matter.
If you don't fit the bull. I mean, is it still running?
It just came out on HBO Max.
Was it one that I got edited out of?
No. It's got Search Party. The cast and crew were fantastic.
Yeah, I got edited off that show.
Did you?
Yes.
No.
I played a bodega guy. Surprise, surprise.
Surprise. I'm Dominican. I'm the bodega guy.
I know. I'm surprised, right? Like, I was usually construction or janitor. It was what season was this one? Fourth?
3. Season 3.
So I was on season 2.
Oh, wow. That's crazy. I didn't know that. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It
was raining. I remember that. It was spring. Yeah.
What happened? Like, what was like? What got cut? Might as well act out the scene like Danny does.
So, the guy walks in. He's the lead. The guy who plays the lead on God Friended Me. There's a show on CBS or ABC, something like that.
Is it John Reynolds?
No, I don't remember the kid's name. He went to Juilliard. I know that. He's a nice guy.
Oh, tall dude with glasses, right?
No, he was a black kid. God Friended Me. Really good, nice, very nice guy. Like we hung out, and he comes into the store and asks if I seen this person, and I say no, and you know, good magical 4 lines were exchanged.
Well, some of your best acting.
It was probably my best, and now the world will never see it. Yeah,
dude, man, with me, this is what bothered me. I love the show. Creators are great. Everyone's great. It was a heavy guest star for me. I had like 15 lines. I was a part of this, like, the plot, you know? Yeah. And then they cut my monologue like in half because I finally had a monologue, which was dope. And then they cut my monologue in half, which again, I still like. I'm very pleased with the footage, and the show is fantastic. I can't stress that enough. And then they I was a co-star. Like they titled me as co-star. As co-star, I was like, "Are you serious?" I'm in every scene with the main character that episode. I'm in every scene with them.
Yeah,
I'm part of the reason why things get resolved. Yeah, it's insane, dude. Like, I was like, "Why am I co-star?"
See, I don't understand that, and I think with the new SAG agreement that they have, there's going to be more of that happening. You know, like I voted no for that. Like, so basically, like one of the situations is like they can pay you a certain amount for a 22-minute show. Right. And since there's new media, it's not new media anymore. It's the current media. New media was 5-6 years ago.
5 years ago, yeah.
You know, when all this happened in 2014, when House of Cards came out and all that, was it 2013, 2014, whenever all that came out, that was new media then. It's the normal media now. Everything is Hulu, Netflix. And so they have these 22-minute shows, which are your sitcoms, you know, your 30-minute shows. Well, you get paid for a certain amount for anything over 20 minutes. Well, what's to say that they're not going to just write off those other 2 minutes and you get paid less? Do you know what I mean? Or they're going to start paying you residuals up front.
Yeah.
You know, and you're going to lose out on a lot of money. We're going to lose out on a lot of money. And like the new media contracts already were just like whack to begin with.
Yeah.
You know, like if you're like a day player, your day rate, you know, what a SAG scale was, I don't know, 900 or 800. I don't remember what it was.
9 something, yeah.
Yeah, it's like 950.
It was like 990 or something.
Yeah,
950.
So for like new media, it was like about $200-300 less than that, and then after taxes, you're coming home with like $400.
Yeah,
and then there's also like, you know, your percentages to your reps.
Exactly,
stuff.
And
so
how do they
like,
count residuals for that? And
that's the thing. That's what they got to figure out. That's what they really do have to figure out. Residuals for streaming services, because
bro, it's terrible.
I haven't gotten. I mean, I don't even know if I've gotten anything specific for the things I've done on Netflix. Like, no.
Dude,
I never got one. I never got one for Netflix.
Dude,
I did Arrested Development. Never got
characters. I did the characters for Netflix and never got a dime in residuals from them.
Yeah.
That was my very first new media contract, and that was back in 2015. I did that, and nothing, man. I have no residuals from that. I got it from Deadbeat.
Yeah.
With Deadbeat, I had to call SAG, not because Deadbeat, whatever, you know, the creator and stars are fantastic. it was for some reason they labeled me as an extra, and I was like, hell no, and I wasn't getting residuals, and I had to call SAG and like argue with them, like, no, my name's even in the credits. I have the call sheet. I have the like, no, it's not happening.
Yeah, I don't understand. They have the contract. Like, what the fuck? That's it. Go off the contract. Why are you changing anything?
Well, that was the deal with Going in Style. Like so I auditioned, and they didn't want to label me as a contract or an extra or background. Like I was a principal with no lines, which is a blessing in and of itself. I'm happy with that. But they paid me daily instead of a weekly contract. And I was making out like a bandit. Like I made it was disgusting. Like what I made for that movie for doing nothing, for just like getting arrested, my gun taken away from like Alan Arkin,
and watching these legends.
Watching like it was a master. It was a master class for me. I got to be around Morgan Freeman and Michael Caine and Alan Arkin for 6 days. And Zach Braff directed me, and you know, and John Ortiz was and
man.
And so I was getting that daily rate. And so we were going like 14-hour days. You know, there's some days where it's just like, it was like 6 days, like 13, 14-hour days. So I was getting some overtime. And I finished shooting, and then my manager comes back and he says, hey, like the producers are saying that they messed up with your contract. And I told them no. They said that they were supposed to get you in a weekly, and that was never up for discussion, but they realized they were going over budget. And like
that's not your fault.
No, not at all. And that's exactly what my manager said at the time. And God bless his soul, like he passed away, my manager, last year from cancer. But this guy fought, like he was a little pit bull, and he's like, you know what? He stuck it to them, and like we weren't going to get taken advantage of. And they would do that. Like if I had a lesser manager, they would have taken advantage of me and had me change the contract. But he's like, you know, he stuck to his guns. And I have a feeling now with the new media and like what I want to get into next about like what we think the future is going to be. I think this is going to be a big part of everything, because you sent me that really good article, Danny, of like the guy's prediction on where the industry is going to be going in the next year, 2 years. It's going to be digital, man. It's going to be smaller scale. We like in May or June when COVID started clearing up there in the north, dude, like we just started getting pounded down here. Productions were just going to open. I auditioned for a movie and I felt really good about it. And it was a big part. And now that movie, we don't even know if that movie's going to be shot.
Yeah.
They said maybe in October. Yeah. And you got your project pushed back as well.
Yeah, no, I auditioned for a couple series regs, and I'm like, I'm gonna book this. I know I am. It was
Yeah.
made for me, and then it just got shut down, and I
Yeah.
haven't heard from them since.
So, like, what do you think is going to happen now in terms of pay? Or I think at the beginning of this with Zoom, which we're using, thank you, Zoom, a lot of playwrights posed the question, how is this going to be kind of like regulated by, is it going to be regulated through SAG? If we're doing all these staged readings, if we're going to be doing plays, like, the Lincoln Center has all this archives of plays and musicals from Broadway and off Broadway. And they're going to allow this to be open and streaming. And the thought of streaming plays and stuff is an idea. So how do you go about that when equity is already not paying actors much at all, and playwrights much at all? Their question is like, how are we going to pay these actors now? How are they going to work that out with residuals? And like with TV and film, like, how are we going to start working that out now? It's going to be weird.
Yeah. I would say, first of all, see what they did for Hamilton and maybe model it after that. Because I don't know how the actors and everyone got paid off of that, if they did or did not, or how it worked.
I think they got like a SAG deal. Personally, I think because I watched the credits and there is a credit, like a thank you at the end to SAG. But those actors that originated those roles are still getting paid because they originated. I think I don't know exactly. I don't know the logistics of Broadway, but I know that if you like originate some parts, you do get paid, kind of like residuals. Okay. You get royalties. It's kind of like intellectual property, almost, because like you were part of the original group. You created these moves. Like you have to, like, if you watch any Broadway show, the actors are pretty much, unless you're like watching Hello Dolly and like Bette Midler's doing this, but then like someone else is doing it, Bernadette Peters is doing it. They're going to have their own, their own little like version of Dolly, but everybody in the ensemble is going to be doing the same exact thing as the previous cast did.
Right.
So, it's just a weird situation. And then like, what's the deal like with like Quibi? Are they going to start regulating that through SAG?
I actually don't even. What is that? I know that I've heard the name.
Quibi's like it's a streaming thing, right? That shows streaming, like 10-minute videos.
Yeah, it's short content. So they have a short form content, basically like YouTube.
Yeah.
I think they're trying to knock YouTube off in terms of content with creators, and they got good creators working on this, like legit creators. So I don't know.
I should throw my videos up on there.
Bro, you have to.
Yeah, why not? Why not?
I don't know why not. What am I? I don't even know. Quibi.
See, I thought about, like, when we're
editing, have it on
editing
my phone.
We're editing our the shorts that I was doing, and the question came up where my friend Manny, who's helping me shoot this and edit these first 2 episodes, he's like, so what avenue do you want to go about releasing this? And I never really thought about that, because YouTube was always the way to go, but like, how is it going to work? Like, would I rather go through IGTV? And like, how is that going to start being regulated too if I'm doing content like that, like narrative content? Is SAG going to come back eventually if it goes viral and say, hey, this was never registered as a SAG thing? I'm like, but it's just me, my wife, and my daughter having fun. Right. This is basically a love story to my wife and daughter.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, how would they? What would be their angle?
Money.
No.
Dog, cash
I
rules everything around me.
Yeah, but you didn't make money off of this. So what would be their angle?
I don't know, man. I can get monetized. Not yet, bro. I might get a sponsorship from Bang Energy Drinks, which I'm drinking right now. Bang.
Ooh, man.
Keeping me
banged up.
Bang, if you're watching or listening, I'm drinking your product and I feel really energized right now, enthused about life. I think I beat COVID because of Bang.
The cotton candy flavor one?
Yeah, it's too sweet for me. I've got the cherry lemonade.
I know, but it's like 0 sugar, 0 calories.
Dude, but it's still kind of like, a little too sweet. I'm not a big sweets guy.
Yeah, you gotta cut it down with water.
Yeah, dude.
Yes, you
I do it with Topo Chico.
Sir Lloyd.
I don't know what the fuck you guys are talking about, honestly.
Bro, go to the store, get a Bang.
I don't either. Yeah.
I want to go back to the story Renes was going to tell about the background actor.
Oh yeah, yeah. You know, before like anybody gets offended, like I love. We've each had an instance on set where it was kind of a weird experience with a background actor, and for me, I guess Renes, I'll let you finish your story, and then I'll go with mine. And Danny, you just have them for days because you tend to attract people that harass you.
I don't know where you're coming up with this.
You do. I feel like you have a sign on you that says, talk to me.
Yeah, it says, ask me about my agent.
Okay, fine. Go ahead, Renes.
No, it's not even the story. You know what it is? It's just like this one background actor. He was like one of the guys that was like serving in the scene. And he just looked so angry and frustrated and sad. He wasn't talking to anyone. Usually the background actors talk to each other. He was just by himself. And I thought to myself, man, this guy looks like he can just snap at any second. And I just went up to him and just started talking to him. And he was like, you could see him like relax more and more. It was either he was nervous or just, I don't know what it was, but it was kind of scary at first, I'll be honest with you. It wasn't like a crazy story. I was just worried about the guy.
No, dude, but like, I get it. Like I have, with my experience, which is what really like I joke about like the background people, but it's really one experience where this guy, and I'll even say it, I got edited off. It was my first show I got edited off of. It was Mr. Robot season 1. I was doing the last scene Academy Award winner Rami Malek recorded. Academy Award. So I don't want to take credit for his Academy Award, but I think the inspiration came from somewhere. And it might have come from that day.
Yeah, why wouldn't it?
I don't know. I mean,
you felt the energy.
I felt the energy, and I felt like, you know what? After working with me, I think he's gonna win.
This kid's gonna go somewhere.
I think I gave him that confidence to go the next level.
Yeah.
And
this young guy's gonna be somebody.
This kid, he's gonna go places.
All right.
I just laughed so loud and like a weird high pitched noise.
You giggled.
This kid, but he's got the most intense eyes on earth.
Sure.
Anyway, dude, like Rami Malek, if you're watching, you're welcome. And
if you're
watching or listening,
hey Rami.
Rami, you probably don't remind me,
but
remind me.
But
yeah, Remind me. You were Mr. Robot, right?
I was unnamed security guard. They got edited out of season 1 of Mr. Robot. That inspired you. I think you went home that day, and off the high of finishing your first season of an acclaimed show, Mr. Robot, you forgot our encounter, but that inspiration lived on within you. For me, on the other hand, I had to deal with a stand-in who was happy to be there, and he was nice at first, and he was chatting my ear off the whole time. And every time we'd go back, he's like, "Oh yeah, first team, take a break." So I went, drank my Gatorade, got my towel over my head.
Okay.
It felt like, it was like the Last Dance. Just think about that, you know. I was Jordan. I was actually Scottie Pippen to Rami Malek's Michael Jordan. Let's just think about that. I helped him get to where he's at.
Full circle.
And full circle. Oh, yes, that's life. And anyway, so we go to lunch, we break for lunch, and this dude is thanking me. And this is what we're talking about at the beginning, where, background eats second, and then first team eats first. It's really one of the most weird things because it's almost mean. It's very mean. Like it's really mean how they treat background, and I apologize to all background people who get yelled at for no reason. There are some background people that ruin it for all of you. And in this case, this guy, my stand-in, was chatting me up, talking about, "Hey, how did you get this part?" And I was like, "Well, I auditioned for it." He's like, "Oh, shoot, man. So you got some reps?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I got a manager." And he's like, Cool. Yeah. He's like, I probably never get a line. I was like, "Oh." He's like, "Yeah, no, unless you keeled over and died." And when he said that, keel over and died, he just was eating like spaghetti or whatever we were being served. And he stops and he just stares at me, and he just keeps eating and stares at me.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, this is uncomfortable. Like, this guy,
like,
did he threaten me?
I need a rep. I need a union rep.
Yeah, like, am I not going to make it back to set? It's a 2-block walk. Luckily, I took a van.
Oh, principal actors.
Oh,
Yeah,
he rode
you
with me
know.
though. But dude, like that was one of the weirdest moments where like this, I wasn't sure if this guy threatened me or not. And then when I was back on set, a background guy, this like tall, skinny, like white dude, was just like chatting up and trying to be on his cell phone the whole time. And I was like, man, like he's trying to make faces at me, like while I was trying to work. And I was like
Like
I was
funny faces
upset.
or like
like he was going, blah, 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 you know, I was like, what the hell is this guy doing? One of the ADs caught him, kicked him out, man. I've never seen anybody get yelled at on set, but he just got yelled at, reamed in front of everybody. And I was like, whoa, that's intense. But yeah, after that.
I don't like that whole yelling at thing. You shouldn't yell at them.
They yell at them, man. They're mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't like that
Pull
either.
him aside, tell him, hey, look. Yeah.
But they
they
humiliated him. They humiliated him on set, like in front of like. Dude,
yeah, not cool.
It's Mr.
Not
Robot.
cool.
It's not like a web series. Like this is a huge production.
It's a huge crew. Yeah.
But it was crazy.
There was an experience I saw like that. I was working a show and one of the co-stars had like disappeared for a quick second. We were in a bank and like he went to the back, you know, he just was, and the I guess the person who was handling him like lost track and he went to the bathroom or something. I forgot what it was. But when he finally got to set, the first AD, like he was like a tall, skinny, young guy. He like grabbed him by the arm and was like in his face, like, where the fuck were you? And I was, I saw this and I was like, yo, like I was almost compelled to go up and be like, yo, you don't fucking talk to people like that, man. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah,
he's a principal and you don't talk to people like that. And even if it was a background, it doesn't matter. You don't do that.
You don't do it to anybody.
To anybody, exactly.
Man, if you Vasquez was there.
Nah, bro.
Yeah, man.
Dude, because if you put hands on some people might put hands back on you.
I actually ran into him. And I ran into that kid just recently, and I don't know why the story escaped me, but I wanted to say something to him. The reason is because they were robbing a bank, so they were wearing masks. There was two of them, and I couldn't remember who was who.
So did you remember him through the COVID situation?
No, not.
You just saw his eyes. It's like, oh, there you are.
Oh, that's
Fred. How are you? I didn't notice you without your mask, but now that we're all wearing them,
I know
you
those
look
eyes.
so. What a coinkydink.
Should I put my mask on?
The other story I had was on our set. It was on our set. And
which set was this?
HBO's Divorce.
Oh, HBO's Divorce starring Sarah Jessica Parker.
No, starring Jorge Chapa, Renes Rivera, and Danny Garcia.
Yeah, that's the one.
And Andrew Vasquez.
No, starring Joel Vasquez. Introducing Danny Garcia, Renes Rivera, and Jorge Chapa.
And Renes Rivera.
And
co-starring.
No, but we were hanging out in between takes, and this guy came up to one of the background actors. He was like, what made it funny is that me and Jorge were just talking about the situation where sometimes background actors come up to you like that guy did. It was like, hey, so you have reps, right?
Yeah.
So we were just talking about that situation happening to him or happening in general, because it does happen often. And not even 10 minutes later, we're in between a take and we're like turning around. So we took a long break, and he came outside and he's like, hey man, that was funny in there. And I'm like, oh, thanks a lot. I appreciate that. He's like, yeah. And lo and behold, he was like, no, so you have reps, right? And I was like, oh, shit. He's like, yeah. I'm like, yeah. He goes, oh yeah, man. I'm trying to find some reps. Cause I've been doing background for like 18 years.
Yikes. Yeah.
Yeah. When he said that, I was like, whoa, I don't even know where to, like, what? Dude, no, you don't, no. It's just no. It's just a hard no. You don't do that. There's got to be a time where you say, okay, enough. And then I'm going to,
Yeah, dude.
I don't know what to say to him.
Yeah.
Because I think he was trying to like urge me to like put him in contact with my reps. And I was like, no.
Dude, I don't do that with like people that like I know, unless I trust you. Yeah. I don't like, like you guys, I would never introduce to my agents. Ever. Like I would say like these guys, no. And I'm gonna tell they're better than you. They need to be with CAA or WME.
Just go away, guys. Go away.
They need who's Leo's agent. Get them in contact with these guys.
That person.
That's who these guys need. I'm I'm just that guy that was in that thing that inspires other actors, and I elevate performances. Yes,
to win Emmys.
I elevate performances. It's I'm happy. You know,
I just shot something.
I got all the love I got from my wife and my beautiful little girl. I don't need
adoration. I don't need adoration from strangers.
I don't need awards. I don't need series regular money. I don't need 35,000 an episode.
But how horrible is this? That, like, this is happening when like our careers were kind of in that direction of the series. Like
we're like,
come on.
We were going in for series regs, like, and looked at like Renes and I were up for one.
Yeah.
And for a couple, and it's kind of like a world turned upside down.
Oh, yeah, dude.
You hear that, Lynn?
Bro, I felt so good in the beginning of the year. I was like, oh my God. This
dude, every year we are. No, this is the year. It's like 7 years later, and Rosa's asking me, it's like, when are you going to give up this dream?
This pesky little dream.
Like, no, the band's going to make it. The band will make it. She's like, you say that every year.
2021?
It's like, you need to get a real job. It's a real job. It's real to me.
It's real in my heart.
Just go and
my
cry
heart's
in my
real.
daughter's closet, and I'm going to cry again.
Well, anyway, to go back to what you were saying, I think, yeah, you're right. I think the future of this is going to look but it's going to look different in the fact that there might be smaller productions.
People are going to want. What are they at right now?
Yeah.
Huh?
What are the production size in New York? Like 10 people or 50?
I don't even know. I have no clue.
It's just commercials. I heard. Like, I have friends going out for commercials and stuff.
I had a few commercial auditions. Yeah.
I guarantee you, there's some non-union commercials not following any rules right now.
So
Rice Krispies is shooting something right now, or like non-union, not following any rules.
I actually had
Rice Krispies.
I had an audition for a ultra low budget film.
Yeah.
And I didn't take the audition because I told my reps, like, first of all, I appreciate that you're even getting me anything during this time.
I know
there's slim pickings out there. We lost him. He's going to set.
Yeah. Leo DiCaprio's going to show up now.
Hey guys, was this a podcast?
Hey, are we saving the earth?
Rene, you locked out? What happened?
Where did you go?
1 second. Car might be towed. 1 second.
Yours?
Oh,
so Renes might be getting his car towed. Danny, continue with your story.
Okay. Yeah. So I got offered an audition for this ultra low budget. I told my reps, like, I appreciate that you're getting me something during this situation, but because they're ultra low budget, I don't know how well they're going to be able to like sustain a healthy environment, with like sanitizing things, keeping people distance and stuff like that. So I turned it down,
Yeah.
Because it was ultra low budget. If it was like moderate, or I would have been like, okay, they probably have some money, but
see, that's the thing, like, about us,
that costs
like,
money.
Yeah, and like with us, like all the stuff that we get cast for is like a ton of kissing scenes. That's all we get. There's nothing but kissing scenes.
I come home, my face is red. My wife's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "You'll see when it comes out. You'll see when it comes."
I was like, "You better watch out. We might get mono." It's that bad. So yes, it is a concern for me because it's nothing but kissing scenes. All of us.
We are normally the romantic leads. Let's be honest.
We are. Yeah. So, man,
Renes,
what happened to your car? Did it get towed?
But you're here. You're
Charlie Chaplin over here.
Yeah. Oh, I don't hear you. We don't hear you.
We don't hear you. You muted.
I put it on this so you don't hear the trucks or me screaming at person. So that way.
What happened?
Keep it frank. No. I thought they were gonna like.
No. That's all right.
Do they tow cars in your neighborhood?
Yeah, like if you don't have a parking pass for the day, they'll come and just sneak up. And it's kind of a scumbag.
Is it like Mayor Garcetti?
Sure.
But wait, are you in LA?
LA?
Yeah, I'm in Woodland Hills.
That's LA. That's like, I don't never been past Vegas.
Like, I guess it's LA.
That's Vegas.
Like do people just eat granola and sleep on sidewalks over there?
Yeah.
That's
Yes,
more.
it's
You're
That's
definitely in
road.
LA.
Yeah,
I'm gonna look it up right now.
there's
Woodland
definitely-
Hills,
It's like
I don't know.
It's like north
Los
of
Angeles.
Los
It
Angeles.
says Los
Are
Angeles.
people
It's
like?
Los Angeles, right? Yeah.
Are they just
LA
carrying
is so big.
surfboards?
No.
No, skateboards then.
Oh, everyone skateboards out here, dude.
Yeah, I know. I've seen. TV.
Wow, it's out though. It's really out from Los Angeles.
Yeah, it's like 25 minutes from like
Yeah.
Hollywood.
Oh, so it's safe where you're at.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's a gated community. That's the thing. It's
I was just
like,
gonna say because if you need a
settle
day
down.
pass,
You've got that
Yeah,
Marvel's the
yeah.
Gifted money.
you're not. Yeah, right. You're not in
Yeah.
Staten Island. Get out of here.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, no,
you're,
I mean, it's a nice area.
you're
don't get me
in
wrong.
Tony Stark's
Staten Island
residence.
is not a nice area. That's what do you? What's
Well,
that?
No, there's some
I'm
parts of
from-
Staten Island that are nice.
Let's say Long Island. How about that? Long Island.
Okay, that's different.
It's
That's
like the
different.
Long Island of New
Long
York.
Island's nice, but there's some spots of Long Island that are kind of sketch.
Okay, this is like Hollis,
Massapequa.
He's in the Hollis Queens of LA.
Oh, it's Christmas time
Yeah,
in Hollis,
I was
Queens. Mom cooking chicken
Why?
and collard greens.
Queens. Yeah, exactly.
That's all I know
Your
about
rap
Hollis,
game is
Queens.
strong.
Chicken salad.
Your rap game
Well,
is strong.
bro, I lived in New York for 8 years. But to be
Right.
honest, though, like growing up,
Yeah, you
I was
did.
I was into rap, but I was in the West Coast.
Mm.
I was
Yeah,
all
you
about the
were.
Chronic and Death Row, MC8, DJ
I
Quick.
didn't get into it like that. Like not even Tupac. Like
You
I'm
like
not
conscious rappers.
You
You like Common.
Yeah.
Actually, I never got into Common.
You like
But
Tribe?
Most Def, yes. Tribe, yes.
See, I
for
couldn't
sure.
get into them. I
Oof.
needed people talking about murder.
I appreciate that too.
I used to listen
I
to
do.
like the Wu-Tang Clan.
Oh,
And
that's.
then,
I
don't even
did
get me
listen to
started.
Wu-Tang
Don't
Clan.
get me started. That's the shit right there.
Yeah.
That's me all day.
because my brother,
man. Yeah.
my brother's 7 years older than me, and I always wanted to
Okay.
be like him when I was younger. So like he would just blast the music, and I would know that Onyx, you know.
Oh, I loved Onyx. Bring him
yeah,
up, bring
yeah,
him
just
up,
like a-
bring him
Listen,
up.
anything
Sign 'em
anything
up,
from
sign
that
'em up.
era, I'm all about.
Busta Rhymes, like all that,
Yeah.
all that.
Did I tell
Yeah,
you all? I saw Busta Rhymes in concert at
Mhm.
the Yankee at the Mets game like the year before I left.
No.
That's when
Oh,
I
no,
knew.
really?
Yeah, he was singing all of his hits, and then he's like, "I got a special guest," and we're hoping it was someone cool. And then he brings out Jaden Smith, and I'm like, "Yeah, it's time to go." I feel like I'm being entangled here. He brought out Jaden Smith, and he's just
He
he started
probably
saying,
got paid a lot for that.
"Yeah."
Do you even have thoughts on that? Do you even have thoughts on like?
Are we surprised?
No, but
What?
not,
I'm not
it's
surprised. I thought that was the rumor this whole time that they had an open marriage. Like I
Yeah, I thought that too.
it's like,
But I
hey,
think-
I don't care about
they
the dude's
seem
marriage.
Right. I think that's the thing. Is
I don't
that
care.
I feel like nobody should care.
no, that's their business.
Yeah.
I get it that it's like juicy gossip and much. Oh my god, because there's a name attached to whoever.
But
she
at the
did something
same
with.
time, it's like, is it really juicy gossip? But that's been the rumor
No.
circulating, even around down
Yeah.
here. Like when they said like Kevin Spacey, with that whole thing with the Me Too, and Kevin Spacey was hitting on people, like that was always known that he was a creeper with dudes.
Oh, dude,
with
let me
young men.
tell you something about. I don't know if I can say this, but I knew Kevin.
You're saying
Spacey
it.
was in-
This is the most controversial
I have a
podcast.
story
I-
too that I don't want to say.
I knew that
Same.
he was in the younger dudes. I knew for a fact he was. I saw it. You know what I mean? Like he came into a club that I was working with. He had a guy that definitely looked under 21.
Mm.
Uh,
Who was
they
the
were-
bouncer
they were-
that let him in?
Yeah, I'm not saying anything. I'm not going to say what club. I'm not going to say what year. I'm not going to say any of this.
Somebody was checking
I
the D's
saw,
though.
I saw like attempted makeouts and stuff, and then people pushing it away because it was public. But I was like, oh, that makes sense,
Mhm.
and I'm probably going to get blackballed.
Why?
I
He
told
got
people about this. I
blackballed.
didn't-
You can't blackball if you've been blackballed. You're
You
gonna
can't
get
blackball a
blackballed.
blackball?
No, you're gonna get
Who told you to
blackballed
put the
just
bomb
by
on?
talking
You can't
to
put the bomb
me.
on?
I wasn't in the industry at the time, and I told my friends, but like, there's no one else I could tell, I guess.
Wait a
So,
minute.
like-
Was this how you got in the industry? Were you this young man?
He was a big strapping man.
I was like, I saw this guy, and then I saw him again when I gazed into the mirror. He was
You know
me.
the thing about the whole Will and Jada thing is that it's pretty evident that they've already had that conversation. They were just having it again for the public consumption.
Boom, we need the views.
Yeah, come on. You think they haven't had that conversation?
I know that for a fact.
Out of here.
For a fact, it was for the view.
Yeah.
It was to boost her, like,
her show. Because it's on Facebook.
I mean,
no one watches Facebook.
No, I agree. I agree with that. It's for the views, but like, I think also, I feel like it was like that was the incentive, but I think it was also like people are talking about it because this supposedly happened like 4 years ago, supposedly.
Well, it happened 4 years ago, but that guy brought it up again.
I know. That's what I mean.
Before, or like in the last couple of weeks. So
that's what I'm saying. It was like let's talk about it, and also we'll get views. But you think they haven't had that conversation already?
Oh, I'm sure they have.
Yeah, I do, but I don't think Will wanted to be there and actually do that.
Sure, kind of like because he was already over. He was like, all right, fine.
Well, his career has been taking off. Like he's been doing some stuff now. Now this is gonna be like, come on, it's a distraction.
He looked stressed. He looked tired. He looked hurt. I'm not saying that that's what caused it.
Because here's what happened. Let me tell you what happened. Was I went in for this movie called Gemini Man, and I didn't get it, and that movie didn't do too well. It's not a coincidence, maybe. I don't know. But Will Smith was probably disappointed because I wasn't in there because he saw what I did with Rami Malek under my tutelage,
and he was like, "We need that Jorge guy."
He's like, "Get me that chubby guy with the thick eyebrows."
Whose scene was cut?
Because it's circulated. It's kind of like you know how Christian Bale's like freak out on set of Batman. Like that. It's gonna get out somehow where you're gonna see the brilliance. It's just like the brilliance.
It was one of the crew was recording, being like,
exactly. It's probably that background guy that was playing with his phone, recording the brilliance, and he was trying to throw me off my game.
Making the face.
He was like, I got it.
He was trying to tell me this whole time, and I'm so stupid.
And that's why he got kicked out because he was filming. That's what it was, and it makes sense.
And the thing is, they didn't want Rami to see Rami upstage by a day player. And
what else are you guys watching?
I've been watching The Last Dance.
Okay.
I finished
when you said The Last Dance, I thought you said Save the Last Dance, and I pictured you earlier dancing as like Julia Stiles.
Julia Stiles, yeah. No, I do that. I do it.
I know. I just.
On his own time.
Yes, I do that. So my little girl actually discovered that when her feet are a little sweaty, it sticks to her playmat. And she likes to stomp like she's a tap dancer just to hear the noise. And she was doing this for like a half hour yesterday, just going, you just hear that, like her feet like.
That's funny.
She thought it was the greatest thing.
Adorable.
Yeah.
That's adorable.
I was like, this is amazing. Kids are amazing. You should have some, both of you.
Yeah,
I want to, but I can't just have them on my own,
You know what?
We're not stealing.
Science these days could probably do it.
You could get pregnant.
Yeah.
You could get pregnant now.
But it comes out your ass.
Oh my God, no! I was crossing my fingers.
Okay. No, you're gonna get a C-section. Go to that hospital.
It's terrible.
It's an A-section.
Yeah.
They cut your butt off.
Yeah.
No, you know what? Actually,
it's gonna open it like a vault.
What show I actually watched during quarantine? What show I actually started watching during quarantine was Dave on FXX.
I haven't seen that yet.
About Lil Dicky.
Yeah, Lil Dicky.
I'm a big fan of Lil Dicky. So like,
Cheeto Santino's in it too.
Who?
Cheeto Santino. What's the name? The redhead. I think it's his brother or like his friend in that show. The redhead guy.
Oh yeah, it's his best friend.
Yeah,
it's his best friend. Yeah, he's really good.
Yeah,
he's Latino. No,
his name is Cheeto Santino. He's Irish.
Well, Santino.
Santino is an Irish name.
Yeah,
that sounds like a wrestler.
Yeah, it does.
It does sound like a wrestler, but I'm not a scientist. I don't know.
No, he's
not 23 and me. I'll allow it.
Figure it out.
Oh, well, you know podcast. What? It's the most controversial podcast on YouTube and everywhere else. So we're gonna have to wrap this up because Daddy needs to make dinner for his girls.
Same.
Where can we find you all?
I'm probably gonna order a pizza.
Is there anything we can see you all on right now?
No. on my YouTube, on my Instagram.
On
channel.
this YouTube channel, we'll see YouTube.
Well, you could actually you catch me on Search Party Season 3, Episode 8 on HBO Max.
HBO Max?
HBO Max.
Dude, I'm actually, like, a lot of people were hating on HBO Max. I like it a lot.
Yeah, dude, that's what I've been watching Friends on.
They have I won't watch Friends, but I will watch other shows that are on there. They have a lot of classic films on there. And the inappropriate Gone with the Wind.
Oh, the inappropriate version.
Okay.
Yeah, with the warning.
Have you guys ever seen Breakfast at Tiffany's?
Yeah, I'm married.
Like once.
Dude, that's the whole that
in my
Mickey Rooney
past life.
character. That Mickey Rooney character.
That's the one.
Oh yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. That's not
So me and my wife
inappropriate
watched
at
it.
all.
We know it's a classic. We never watched it. So I think like 3 months ago, we were like,
Yeah.
let's watch Breakfast at Tiffany's, see what it's about. Whatever.
Yeah.
Threw it on. We're watching. About 10 minutes in, we see, we're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I didn't go much further. I was like, at first of all, I didn't know what the fuck was going on. I'm like, I don't get it. I don't know why this is a classic. And also, this race is shit. Nah, I'm good. I don't need
Yeah,
to see
dude.
this.
It's a little cringy. It is.
It is.
Yeah, Holly Golightly.
It's bad.
But it's bad. So before we leave, guilty pleasures. Danny?
Married at First Sight.
Married at First Sight.
I've
Renes?
been watching.
Friends for me.
You should be guilty about that. For me, it's Gilmore Girls. I'm going through the third round of watching it.
I think my mother-in-law's watching that, so YouTube.
I don't know.
I love the relationship between Lorelai and Rory. And don't get me wrong.
Lorelai's the mom, right?
Yeah, dude. Lauren Graham.
She was a hottie.
I don't know what the show's about.
Is.
Hello.
Still.
Oh, because he came back, right? He came back for like a season or two.
Yeah, a year in the life.
All right, yeah. No, I don't have any guilty pleasures, man. I wish I did.
I watched Riverdale too. I'm sorry.
About all that ice cream you're eating, Renes. Is that your guilty pleasure?
What
Do you eat
ice cream?
ice
Shut
cream?
up.
Mm-hmm.
I do, but when I do, I try to eat it.
When I do, I try to
better.
eat a whole pint to get rid of it, so I don't feel so guilty the next day.
Yeah. I got a pint. A pint's like a little snack for me. I'm a giant, but I'll eat like Halo Top.
He sticks a
I'll eat
spoon and
Halo
take out
Top.
the whole thing and fucking eats it like a popsicle.
It's a cooking spatula.
I'll tell you. What I do is I take the Quest chocolate chip peanut butter cookies,
Ooh.
and then I put that in the microwave for like 10 seconds, and then
Nice.
I put a scoop of ice cream
Look at this.
from Halo
Recipes
Top,
by
which is only like
Renes.
300 calories.
I think we got a new
And you eat
YouTube
it, and
channel.
bro, yeah, dude, it's high protein, low calorie, all flavor, deliciousness.
Have you been lifting weights?
I'm just saying. No, I haven't, man.
Danny?
I tried working out.
I just started stretching a couple days ago because I'm fucking all tight, clammed up.
I'm sweating just from standing in the gym.
I'm sweating.
from standing
I'm
in the gym.
sweating. Look at my head. It's shiny.
Yeah.
I'm
You see me, I'm
sweating.
like, oh god.
So Renes was working out a lot before. And
Yes.
you just let it
I
go
was.
down. You should just do
I
a
was-
push-up
No,
challenge,
it's just
man.
all the gyms closed.
I did.
So I went down to Florida.
Go
Go ahead.
here, Florida.
No, I said I went down to Florida. I went to my buddy's wedding, and I'm like, all right, I can chill for this weekend and then hit the gym next week. Next week, the gym's closed. I started using this app, Shred, which is great. Tyler Levine put me onto it. Not the name.
Oh, name drop. You better pick that up before someone steals that.
Yeah. Oh, let me get the name. Sorry, I dropped it. No, yeah, he told me about it, and it works. It's a great at-home workout thing. But the thing is, I have to be in the gym. I have to I have to hit the weights. I have to get that sweat, look in the mirror, watch myself, push myself like a monster. Like
Let your titties jump.
Me. That's yeah.
I saw
But
a
I've been
meme.
eating a little better, so my weight.
Wait.
But like,
Where the meme said, there's this guy, he calls out to his friend, he's like, hey, our neighbor with the big titties is naked in the yard again. So they go outside and it's just like a big hairy dude like me standing outside with the
oh no.
yeah, that's me. I'm the neighbor
I'm the neighbor.
with the big titties.
You're the
With
big
the
titty neighbor.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
I actually
inappropriate.
late last year, early this year, I was working at Amazon, working at 5 a.m,
Jesus.
and just doing that for like part-time, like a few hours a day. But just doing that, I lost like 15 pounds.
Yeah.
I was like,
Wow.
this is awesome. I hate waking
Yeah.
up at 5 a.m., but fuck it.
Yeah.
And then,
Yeah,
like,
it's worth it. Yeah.
yeah, but then once I started getting home, staying home,
Yeah.
I was like, I didn't gain the weight back right away. So I was like, oh, I'm eating ice cream. I'm like, I lost weight. I'm good.
Yeah.
It's back. It's back.
Me,
Well,
I've dropped about 70 pounds in the last year.
70?
Jesus.
Yeah.
What are you now? 120?
Yeah. I got,
Mijo, you gotta eat.
no, I'm like 355 right now.
Wait,
You're back
so
at
you
your
were
playing
4
weight.
something
420.
last year?
Yeah.
Dude, but it's
Yeah,
fine. He's 6'7".
Like,
I'm 5'4". So
5'4". And you weigh the same.
I weigh the same.
bro.
I look like just a big period.
5'4".
I look like the little trolls from
You look
Frozen.
like a man with a lot of love to give.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys taking any classes?
No, man.
No, man.
I just
really
started taking a
should.
class like
I
2
really
weeks
should.
ago.
I've been-
I would
just,
love
to,
to.
just so I could keep learning.
Like
I just want to
online?
learn lines. Yeah, this teacher I used to go to, he's based out in LA, but he travels around. But he's just all of this. He's just doing it from Zoom.
Yeah.
So like 2-3 weeks ago, I was like, I just want to learn a script. I want to do something.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
So I started taking a class. Yeah.
I actually applied to teach at my undergrad.
Oh, that's right. You said that.
And there's been a hiring freeze on and off. Like some weeks they might start hiring, then the next week they're not hiring. So with the recent influx of the COVID cases, we don't know what the status is. I'm in good standing with them. I've been talking to the head of the department, but it's kind of like his stress, and I understand it, is more concerned with like the overall department because it's a TV film theater. So with theater and film, it's kind of hard to teach how to set up a light rig or build a set when you're doing classes online, or how you're going to teach an actual camera, like doing rack focusing or anything like that, when the kids can't be on a camera with the instructor, like doing exercises. So that's been the struggle. I need the work, guys.
Yeah.
No,
Can't wait.
I think I'm being optimistic, like Renes, in thinking that everything is going to be fine. There's just a million things I haven't done, but just you wait. And with that Hamilton quote, we're going to end it today. Thank you guys for joining me today.
Thank you, guys.
Can we find you all on social media?
Yeah, my Twitter is Actor Danny. On Instagram, I'm El Danny Garcia. And, Facebook is just Danny Garcia.
Yeah, I'll probably link it on down below. Renes?
Yeah. Renes Rivera, one word, RENES at Twitter and on Instagram and TikTok, if you guys have that. Because, why not? I get bored.
Ooh, and your OnlyFans is
and my OnlyFans is
Captain Plaque and Porn.
Right.
Plaque and Porn Pineapples. That's what it's called.
Plaque and Porn Pineapples. All right, guys. I miss you all.
Same,
y'all take care.
Man.
Love you guys. Stay out of trouble. And next time I talk to you, you will both be fathers.
Whoa.
No.
Yes.
That's going to be a long time from now.
No.
Then we're not going to talk for some time.
Did I say that? Wait,
Can we talk sooner than that, maybe? Let's talk sooner.
I just started. Let me enjoy this.
Okay,
Like,
one last thing before we say
year.
goodbye. Do you think you'll be fathers before you'll work in the industry again?
Oh, I really hope not. I really hope not.
I have to agree with Renes. I hope not.
Oh, man. I mean, don't get me wrong. If it happens,
Look, I became a father
I'll be
before
a
I worked
father.
in the industry again.
That's true.
Yeah. My kid is actually going to be on camera. So stay tuned for that. Yeah, we recorded some stuff. It's going to be fire.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Be controversial. No, it's
so
wholesome
what
family entertainment.
platform have you decided?
Shoot, man. You know what? I'm going to let you all decide.
Okay.
Just email me.
I say IG. It's easy to share. People just click on it. People
IGTV,
are always on Instagram.
I think I'm going through that avenue, and I think I might also put it on YouTube, but probably more through.
Yeah.
I'll put it on both YouTube and IGTV and OnlyFans.
Yeah. Oh yeah. What?
What? No OnlyFans. No, this is wholesome. This is just a love letter to my.
I know people at Pornhub. If you.
This is with my wife and my daughter, Renes.
I know. But
Cancel
like,
culture.
people like to
They
watch
have
other
a
things.
they have a PG section. It's one of the categories.
Yeah,
It's the
Yeah.
Disney section. You sickos. All right, guys. On that note, I
All
gotta
right,
go.
guys.
I'm
Later,
hungry.
man.
Later. All right. I'm gonna
Peace.
hit
All
stop.
right.
Mm-hmm.